Once you're back on the edit page, there's one thing that we have to do with our plugins before we can make our social media section. So what I want you to do is hover over plugins on the left hand side, and you should see a link that says Site Origin Widgets. I want you to click on that. And once you're on the Site Origin Widgets bundle page, what I want you to do is scroll down to the social media buttons section. So you should see this box right here, and what you want to do is click the activate button so that we can use this as a widget. So there's a bunch of different widgets here, and if you want, you can activate them. We're not going to use them in this tutorial, but again, you can look at all these and see which ones you want to activate and play around with. Okay, so once you activate the social media buttons widget, we can go back to our home page. So let's go back to pages on the left hand side and click on all pages. And once you're back on the pages page, let's go back to our home page. So hover over the home page and just click on edit. And once we're back on the home page, what we want to do is come down here and click on add row. So we're going to add a row for our social media buttons. So right here in the row layout, let's change this to 1, and then go into the layout tab right here and expand that. And I want to put in 10px for the padding for this section. So again, you can always play around with this on your own. And then for the row layout, we want to make this full width. And then we want to come down to the design tab and click and expand this. And what I want to do is change the background color right here. So you don't have to do this, but if you want a darker color like I do on my WordPress website, then you want to put in a color code. So I'm going to go to the text tutorial, and we're on step number 23 right here. So I'm just going to take this color code, which is 1C, 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 and copy that, and then go back to the WordPress website that we're making and click select color right here and just paste in that color code. So again, you can always choose whatever color that you want. You have this wheel that you can drag around and you can select these colors right here. So play around with this if you want, or you can put in the same color code. And once you're ready, then let's click the insert button. And now what we want to do is add the social media buttons widget right here. So let's click on add widget, and I want you to find the Site Origin social media buttons widget, which we just activated, and click on that. And now once it's inserted, let's click on the edit link. And what we're going to do is add each of the buttons that we want to have for our social media button section. So to do that, we're going to come right here where it says networks, and there's an add button right here. We want to click on that to add our first button, and you should see now it says select network. So what we're going to do is click on this down arrow to expand this section, and then we're going to go into this drop down and select the social media network that we want to add a button for. So what I want to do is add a button for Facebook first. So click on that, and you can see right here it adds a URL, and what you want to do is add the URL for your Facebook fan page. So most likely all you have to do is type something at the end. So for me, it's just NYC Tech Club. You want to double check what your Facebook fan page is or your Facebook page and link it right here. And then we can leave the icon title blank. And for the icon color, I like to leave this as white. So I'll leave the color code as is. But if you want to change the Facebook icon color to the Facebook color or any other color, you can go in here and drag the wheel or select whatever color you want. So again, I'm going to leave it as white. And for the background color, I like to change this to a darker gray color just for my WordPress website. So what I'm going to do is go to the text tutorial on how to make a WordPress website. And again, remember we're on step number 23 right here. And down here on step number 11 for this section is the color code that I want. So this is for the background color for the buttons. So it's 252525. So I'll just copy that and go back to the WordPress website and go in here and click select color and delete this, and then paste in the color code that I want. So you can see that it changes right here. And once we do that, we can click again on this arrow to collapse this. And now what we want to do is add the other buttons that we want for our WordPress website. So now what I'm going to do is just add the other ones. So we can click on the add button again and go in here and select the social media network. So we'll click on Twitter this time and just update the URL to go to my Twitter account. And again, I'm going to leave the icon color as is, but the background color I'm going to change to the darkest gray color. So again, the color code here is 252525. So just make sure that you select the right social media network and then update the URL so that when your visitors click on the button, it goes to the right page, and then change the colors if you want. And once you're ready, collapse this and then add as many more buttons as you want. So in this section, I'll just add the other two just to make sure that we are on the same page. So I'll go back in here and just click Google. I don't really have a Google account, so I'll just leave the URL as is, and I'll just go in here and change the background color. So again, it's 252525. And then we'll just add one more together. And if you need to, you can always pause the video and update this section on your own. So I'll select LinkedIn here. And again, I don't have an account, so I'm just gonna do this as an example and change the background color here and collapse this. So once you add all of these social media buttons that you want, and you might have more or less, what I want you to do is come down to design and layout. So if you're ready, let's click and expand this. And we just want to change some of these options to format the buttons so they look good on our website. So for the button theme, I like to select flat. And then the icon size, we're going to keep this normal. And then for rounding, we'll keep this as slightly rounded. For the padding, I like to select low. And then for the alignment, I'm going to select center. And then for the margin, we'll also keep this low. Okay, so you can pause this if you need to see the options that we selected. Otherwise, all you have to do is click the done button right here. So I'll click on this, and now we have the social media buttons on our home page. So let's save everything by clicking on the update button right here. So click on this, and once the page is updated, let's go and check it out. So let's click on view page, and once our WordPress website loads, if we scroll down, we should see the social media buttons at the bottom over here. So if this is what you see, then we are good to go. And if you want, you can test out these buttons to make sure that they go to the right pages. Otherwise, we are done learning how to make our WordPress homepage. And we'll come back in here a little bit later to write our blog post. And we'll also insert a custom header menu at the top of our different pages towards the end of the video. So we'll have a little header menu at the top later on.